Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the left path of the Alliance War Showcase for X-Magica Champions. The first fight is against the Cosmic Ghost Rider, so let's jump into it, break all the fights down one by one. And the first one is against the Cosmic Ghost Rider with Magic Thief 2 and Good Advice Boost, Steady Build Up, Running on Fumes, Heal Block, and While They Are Down. Now here, the name of the game is you have to avoid a heavy attack for Cosmic Ghost Rider. Just right here, you see I took a lot of damage from the region because if he uses a heavy attack or an SP2, he is going to have 5 judgments on you, and that's going to fate seal you and give you quite a bit of degen. So do not push him to an SP2 and do not let CGR trigger any heavy attacks. You can block the SP1 beams, do not dex them because this is a Magic Thief champion and he is going to go indestructible. Moving on to the next fight, that is going to be a Lady Deathstrike. Now, Lady Deathstrike is not a Magic Thief champion, so you don't need to worry about the tactic. The nodes here are going to be Buffet over Time, Arc Overload, then Indomitable and Unblockable. So this is all about region. So there are plenty of ways you can do this fight. I am going the nuke route, so I'm just bringing in Cosmic Ghost Rider. And if you're going to do the same, make sure you use an SP2 when there is enough judgments. You can also use Void here. Void will just reduce all the Void will reduce and reverse all the healing, so that will be a bit slower takedown. You can also use champions like Venom, or you can use champions like Angela that can take away the armor. Because of those nano inhibitors, you know, she can regen back. So if you take away the armor, you armor break her, you can do quite a bit of damage and take her down. Not a difficult fight, both specials can be easily evaded. So pretty straightforward fight this one, but just make sure you bring in the right champions for that. I've given you some quick tips. The Cosmic Ghost Rider is so fast taking it down, I don't have enough time to explain the fight further, but do check out the quick tips. Now, fight number 3 is going to be against a Vision Aarkus. He is a Magic Thief champion, Tactic 1, and there's Force of Will and Rich Get Richer, so whoever has more buffs will gain more power. Now, I am using Kushala here because she is a X-Magica champion. I am trying to build up all of my prowesses. Once I have all the prowesses, that will also negate the tenacity and will also negate the power gain from Vision Aarkus. So instead of going and hitting in the block, I am just blocking trying to parry the special attack hits and keeping him to an SP1 only. And once I have that, I just build up to an SP2 and throw that out, and the soul buff will do the rest. You can also nuke this with Cosmic Ghost Rider. Void can also work really well here, reversing the power gain. Symbiote Supreme, Wiccan, Hood, all are great options. And yeah, just like that, you can get through the first 3 fights. You will notice that I am fully boosted here. I am using the regular boost so to make sure I get through these fights very quickly. So armor break champions can also work really well against Aarkus. Fight number 4 is going to be in the Ironman Infinity War with Ebb and Flow Knockdown, Aggression, Precision, and Heavy Hitter. So when he throws a heavy attack, he's going to be unblockable, so that is going to be a bit of a problem. Now, if you're going to go for a nuke option, you can just use Cosmic Ghost Rider. I could have gone for it, but I'm also here to show you more safe options as well. There's also Ebb and Flow Knockdown, so there is protection. So whenever you will use a you will knock down either with a heavy attack or with a special attack, the protection will be taken away and you can do damage for a certain period of time before the fury runs out and the protection is back up again. Now, you have to take care of the power gain Ironman Infinity War will get when he's below 15% health. But I think if you're running an X-Magica champion like Void and you have those prowesses build up, those power gain is negated at that as well. So some really cool options here are going to be your Hood and CGR. They can nuke very fast. Gladiator is another good option that you can use. You can also use Gladiator for some upcoming fights too. Angela worked really well for me. I used Angela in one run to take down Lady Deathstrike in Ironman Infinity War, and also Shuri after. So Angela can take 3 fights for you if you have her highly ranked. I have her fully ascended, so she worked out quite well for me. You can also bring in your trusty ascended with Suicide's Hercules, he can work too, and he can also take a few more fights coming up, namely like Spot and Shuri as well. So he is also a good option that you can take. My choice here is going to be the Void, because I am slowly taking away Ironman Infinity War, and I don't have to worry about the final 15 phase. One, because Void is an X-Magica champion, and like this, I can fully control all the power and the region. So Void is really good with that. Once you're down to 13% HP on Iron Man Infinity War, just use parry and heavies, because you don't want to hit and him accidentally getting an armor, and that is going to parry you with the well-timed block. So just use heavy attacks, and and the damage from the non-damaging debuffs from Void will be enough to trickle down Iron Man Trinity War. Again, that fight could have been faster, but I used a non-nuke option just for a safe fight. Now, next one is going to be a Spot. Now, Spot can be an annoying fight depending on what is the attacker you bring up. There is steady build-up, so whenever you will have 3 debuffs on you, the Spot will go unblockable. And together with an untouchable, he can be very annoying. So right here, he used a special attack. I have an heal block and armor break because of special burst lockdown, and then also there is ruptures. So unless all of those don't run out, Spot is going to be unblockable. Now you can get rid of that if you bring in champions that can use the shrug off. So somebody like Mole Man will work really well. Another good option that can work here is going to be your Bullseye. You can also use Kate Bishop. You can also use Hercules with his option of bypassing miss. So all of those work. I just brought in Cosmic Ghost Rider for the nuke option. I am running full boost together with the power bags just to get rid of the fight. Domino is also a good counter there. Now next one is going to be Void. My least favorite fight here, it's going to be Power Snack, Prowess build up, and one too many hits. Now I am using a Mantis here. You need a champion that can deal with the debuffs, otherwise this fight can be super duper annoying to deal with. Again, or you can always go ahead and nuke it down with Cosmic Ghost Rider. Another good option that works here is Domino because of a lucky and unlucky, but you will have to learn how to play around the 10 hit on the combo meter, because every I think 12 seconds he's going to apply a non-damaging debuff on you, and you can purify that by crossing the 10 hit threshold in your meter. So what I would do is to say bank up to 18-19 hits and wait for that cooldown on Void to apply a debuff on me, and as soon as the debuff is applied, I go past 20 or 10 hits and that one is removed. But if you have champions like Moleman that can shrug it off, works really well. Or you can also use a sick 200 Bullseye. It will ignore all the power sting damage, but you will still have to play around with the non-damaging debuffs, otherwise Void's ability will give you damage. Another really good option here, it can be your Colossus, just parry heavy, and then big SP2s with power back can work too. Same goes with Domino with power back boost. She can do a lot of damage, and she's also X-Magica, so she can do a lot of damage in all of this showcase. The same goes for Kate Bishop. She is awesome as well. So we are just about to take Void down, but here I think I am not able to take Void down because of those one too many hits and those power sting non-damaging debuff damage from Void. But I come back and think I bring in Cosmic Ghost Rider to finish off the job. So I'm just here just fast forwarding it. So if you want to see some more options, they are also given to you on the side of the video. And also some quick tips, make sure to check them out. And if you have any questions, let me know, guys. Now this next fight is quite annoying and also funny as well, because there are like very few options you can take. There's Combat Deja Vu here, and there's also Prowess Puncture with Conflictor. Now with Prowess Puncture, every time, so with the Combat Deja Vu, every time you use the same attack, you are going to give prowess to the opponent, and when he gets a prowess, there is going to be prowess puncture, so their block penetration will really increase. And also there's conflictors. If you apply damage. If you apply a debuff on the opponent, they will also gain power. The trick here, although Shuri is not a tactic defender, the trick here is to bring in an X-Magica champion and build up your prowesses. Once you have your prowesses build up, you can negate Conflictor as well, and you can also play a little around the prowess puncture. The whole thing is try to use your specials and knock Shuri down and try to run out the timer on the prowess puncture, and you should be good. I am using a Kushala. Kushala worked out really well for me here. All I was doing was trying to get my soul barb up and then incinerate damages and trying to parry the special attack so I can reduce stab damage. So Kushala is a really great option for this fight. Other champions that can work that you've used before is going to be Hercules. You can also use the Void here. Void can control the power and the slow he can take down. And the slow burn will also take down Shuri. And a really good option is Symbiote Supreme. Just keep hitting in the block once you have an SP3. Throw that SP3 out and the power gain will help you spam those specials and take out Shuri as well. The difficult part is to navigate the specials and also the miss. So if you can use a miss counter, that is one less thing to worry about. And as usual, Hooded will be also great with its invisibility and SP2 spam, so you can do a lot of work here as well. So make sure when you plan the path, plan for Shuri and plan for Void, and you should have a really relatively easier time. But again, it's not one of the easier. It's meant to be difficult. These are some of the war fights that were difficult during X-Magica's season. So that's why they are put all together as a showcase. So if you're going to use some revives, that's okay. Anyway, we have a lot of revives from this daily event. So that's okay. Now moving on to the boss. Now this boss is really annoying and a really long fight depending on what champion you bring in. Now there is Magic Thief. So he is going to be having tactic on him. He's going to be stun immune and overwhelming odds, and invulnerability boost is a helping note for the attacker. You can negate 3 hits with invulnerability. Now the options that work here are going to be your Void. He works really well. He just controls like the fight and takes down things slowly. So all you need to concentrate on is the prowesses, and you have to concentrate on the rock stacks, and the damage will slowly come in from the damaging debuffs. Another one is Shield. She is amazing also. It works really well here with all of her cleanse and all the extra damage. Wolf also does some good takedown. Surprisingly, there is Wiccan who has class disadvantage, but works really well because there is a lot of buffs involved here, and you can remove those buffs and do incinerate damage or plasma damage. So Wiccan is also a really good one. And one really surprising one here is going to be your X-Bones. Now X-Bones is not a champion that is X-Magica, but the way his furies work and it reduces the ability to accuracy, he can also bypass the node and also X-Magica. So he works really well, and he can also bypass the protection from things. So really cool champion that can be used. And if you don't have anyone, just bring in any X-Magica champion. Try to be it mutant rather than mystic, and just play around from the rock stacks. Once you have 6 or 7 of those prowesses, the fight should not be that difficult if you know your hit counts and everything. And you can always keep pushing the thing to 15 rock stacks and let him throw that special, and slowly he can be taken down. He is quite a tanky and a beefy champion, but I remember the last showcase, it was it was that pesky it was that pesky boss, that science Photon, and she was really annoying to deal with, cost me quite a few revives. But this time around there is a good balance of helpful loads, and there is a good challenge here. So I really like this. This is not only for the top tier player who is in tier 1 Alliance War, but also for people who are not playing that high of an Alliance War but are Valiants or are Throne Breakers. This is like a good insight and a really good balance kind of content that I really like this time around. The last showcase was quite difficult, but this one is really nicely balanced. If you bring in the right champions and you boost well, you can get this done. This took me around, what, 15 like 17 minutes to take everything out, and most of the time was taken from the boss. So I think it's a really fun little content this time around. So I hope this helps you out, guys. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section down below. And I apologize in advance, some of the fights I just had to breeze through because Cosmic Ghost Riders was too quick. But again, I've given you the tips, I've given you the champions that you can use. If you still have any questions, I'd love to, and I'm sure the community in the comment section always helps out each other. One of the best things that happens on our channel's chat is people helping out each other, sharing their experiences. So make sure, guys, you do that. And yeah, apart from that, I hope you all have an amazing day. And before I say I see you next time, make sure that you have good spacing and good prowess control and rock stack control on thing, and you are able to take him down. That is my final piece of advice. I'll be back with the right path tomorrow. So see you soon, guys. Bye.